What if I told you that one of the most talented drummers in the world almost lost her place in one of the greatest rock bands of all time before things even truly began? We're talking about Rush, a band built on precision, legacy, and an almost supernatural musical connection. And at the center of that legacy was one man, Neil Peart. So when Anika Nilles stepped into that position, it wasn't just a career move, it was stepping into one of the most impossible roles in music history. But behind the scenes, things didn't go as smoothly as fans expected. In fact, it nearly fell apart before it even started. Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson, two legends who spent decades locked into a near telepathic rhythm with Neil, now standing in a rehearsal room with someone new. Anika Nilles is no ordinary drummer. She's a global force, respected for her creativity and technical brilliance. But from the very first rehearsals, something felt off. The chemistry wasn't there, the timing didn't click, the energy felt forced. And within just a few days, quiet but serious conversations reportedly began behind closed doors, questioning whether this lineup could even work. Think about that pressure. Imagine landing one of the biggest roles in rock history, only to feel it slipping away within 72 hours. This wasn't about talent. It was about something far more difficult to recreate: connection. Because the truth is, Anika wasn't just replacing a drummer. She was stepping into the shadow of Neil Peart, a musician whose influence went beyond technique. For decades, Rush operated with an almost unspoken understanding, a bond that couldn't simply be taught or copied. That kind of legacy doesn't leave quietly. It lingers in every note, every pause, every expectation. And at that moment, it felt like no one could truly fill that space. But then, everything changed. Instead of trying to imitate Neil, Anika made a bold decision. She stopped chasing perfection and started embracing authenticity. She brought her own voice, her own rhythm, her own identity. And slowly, something began to shift. The tension eased. The music started to breathe again. What once felt forced began to feel natural. That's when Geddy and Alex realized something powerful. This wasn't just about testing Anika, it was about redefining what Rush could become, not a copy of the past, but an evolution. But while things were improving behind the scenes, the outside world had its own opinion. Fans were split right down the middle. Some were excited, embracing the fresh energy Anika brought to the band. Others, not so much. To them, replacing Neil Peart felt almost unthinkable. Some even called it disrespectful. Social media filled with comments like, "She's great, but she's not Neil." And that raised a deeper question. Is it still Rush if it sounds different? So here's the truth. Despite the early struggles, the doubts, and the intense pressure, Anika Nilles is not being replaced. But make no mistake, her position isn't without scrutiny. Every performance, every rehearsal, every moment on stage is being watched, analyzed, and judged. She's not just playing drums, she's proving herself, one beat at a time. And now, the question has changed. It's no longer about whether Anika is good enough, it's about whether fans are ready to accept a new version of Rush. So what do you think? Should Rush evolve and embrace this new chapter, or is the legacy of Neil Peart simply too powerful to move beyond? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear your take.